Do you have days when you feel weak? Yeah, I know. I get it. It says in 2 Corinthians 12:9, this is one of my favorite parts of Scripture. But he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me." You know, God's strength is made perfect in our weakness, and we can rely on his power. We don't have to actually do it on our own, regardless of what the world tells you, because I know that this world can tell you a whole lot of different things. But I can tell you this. Throughout my life, I have felt like I've had to fight and that it's been all in my power. But it's not. And when I realized who I was in Jesus Christ and what God says about me and how I can rest in him and lean on him and cast my cares on him, and when I'm weary, he carries my burdens, and all of these promises that God says to me in his word. Read the Bible, open it up. If you're not, you're missing out, because I promise you that this world will tell you that you have to be strong and you have to do all the things and you have to fight and you have to hustle and you have to grind and you have to blah, 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 blah. Not true. Not true. If you've been called, let me just give my life as an example. If you've been called as a wife and a mom and a coach, that's all you need to do. And this is speaking to me because I have had some revelations in the last couple of days, last several weeks, that have reminded me that I don't have to fight for more, for enough. I already have it. Jesus is sufficient. He is my enough. If I really look at what I've been given from God and what I have, I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. And I don't say it in a churchy, weird, like, I'm so blessed. How are you doing today? Blessed and highly favored. Yes, I am, but I'm not saying it just to say it. I am so thankful from where God has brought me out of. And I love how our pastor has said it. Our prior pastor has said, I grew up in a, what does he say? A trailer park. And there's nothing wrong with a trailer park, but there was something wrong with my trailer park. And I didn't necessarily grow up in a trailer park, but I have been in mobile homes and I've lived in them. And I've had cars without air conditioning, not me personally, my parents. And so I know what it's like to have a little and have a lot, as Paul would say. And I know that contentment can be so hard to understand sometimes, and so hard to feel like you've achieved. But my recent counselor has told me, and I, side note, believe in Jesus and a counselor. She said, "What are you fighting for?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Where does that come from? I don't know." And who told you that, what you have isn't enough, that what you're doing isn't enough? Who told you that? I'm like, I'm not really sure. I keep bumping my mic today. I'm so excited. I'm bumping my mic and like literally. Anyway, side note, squirrel, gold sparkly. My squirrels are golden sparkly, in case you didn't know. So I would encourage you, if you're feeling weak today, to lean on God. It says in the Psalms, in Psalm 23, a lot of us go, "Oh, I know, Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." And you start reciting it. Slow down. Slow down. The Lord is my shepherd. Depending on the version, I have all that I need. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He restores my soul. I need to be made to lie down in green pastures. My automatic response from the traumas that I've been through are running, fighting. It's fight or flight. I'm fighting. I'm a fighter. I fight. And I've seen my mom fight. I've fought. And frankly, I'm pretty exhausted from all the fighting. And when my counselor said, "What are you fighting for?" I'm like, not sure. What are you fighting from? I don't know. Because in all reality, I don't need to fight or feel like I'm not enough. But the enemy continues to lie, doesn't he? He lies. And wants us to believe. And I've written about this in my book, Out of the Darkness, by me, Bridget Lynch. And you can purchase that now. Pre-sale copies are available at coachbridgetbooks.com. And I've written about this. I've written about the lies that the enemy tells us, the lies that the enemy has told me for so long. And it's a daily battle. It is a daily battle to get up and say, nope, God says that my grace is sufficient. His grace is sufficient. God says that I am made strong in my weakness because of his strength. I don't have to rely on my own strength. And being strong is a misperception. We don't have to be strong. We don't have to do that. Can't. We run out. We get weak. We lose steam. We run on fumes. We burn out. Because we aren't designed that way. We're not made to continue to go and go and go and go. That's why rest is a commandment. Shabbat or Sabbath is a commandment. Because God knew we'd be so good at the doing part that we forget how to be. We're human beings. We need to be present with God first and foremost. Present with our family, whatever your family unit looks like. Present with ourselves. It's so challenging to sit in your mess, isn't it? Have you ever done it? My counselor challenged me to sit in my mess. I said, sit and do what? She said, no, Bridget, you just have to sit. And so I am working on that. And I am sitting more in the quiet and not doing all the time. And my husband recently told me, he's like, you're always doing something. So we got to change that, friends. So I would encourage you to look to 2 Corinthians 12:9. Isn't that what I just read to you? Let me make sure I got that right. Yes. Because Jesus says, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. So when you're weak, know that he is still strong. He doesn't change. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever, as it says in Hebrews 13. I pray that you know that there are ways to overcome. To use the power and strength available to you from Jesus to overcome your situation. And if you are in it and it sucks right now, God's not leaving you there. He doesn't leave us there. There's so much more for you. We have another 7 days of this 30 ways in 30 days to overcome trauma. And I look forward to sharing with you next time.